And we've got Dylan Bundy with us. Dylan, thanks for coming up. First of all, I want to get to the meat of the matter. How about the pies last night? 3 of them. That was unusual, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But they tasted good, so I'm not going to complain too much.
That's the first one. That's a record, 3 pies.
3? Okay.
Nobody's ever gotten 3 pies before. But, Dylan, let's go back to your minor league days. You know, when I first met you, you had a tremendous workout program, and I remember how much that impressed me, throwing long and trying to keep your arm strong. And then, you know, as things went along in the minor leagues, you got hurt, and then you had to go through an operation. You had to start all over again. What was it like starting all over again, trying to get your way to the big leagues?
Yeah, it was just a bunch of fine-tuning details in my workouts and figuring out what worked and what made my arm feel good and what also didn't make it feel good, and then carrying that over up here last year with the big league club.
You know, through the transition of it all, you've really got a little bit of improvement almost every season and almost every game. Last night you had the most incredible slider I've seen you have. And last year it really wasn't part of your repertoire for very much. How'd that all happen?
Yeah, so last year I would just play catch with that cutter slider thing, and I didn't really want to bring it into a game last year just because I was nervous about how it would make my arm feel. So you know, this year Buck and Roger and we all talked and brought it into spring training, and then I told them I'd work it in the season, and then I think I threw it 30 times against Toronto my first game. So safe to say it feels all right.
Now, Dylan, over the second half of the season, Buck Showalter's pushed you back occasionally, you know, giving you some extra time between starts. Has that helped overall, you think? Yeah,
the second half I've noticed I've been getting on average probably a couple extra days of rest in between starts, and I think I'm starting to notice the difference a little bit. Stuff's a little bit more crisp, a little bit sharper, but overall the body feels great.
You know, Dylan, the wild card right now in the American League, obviously, it's very completely tight. When you look at the New York Yankees, they're running #1, Minnesota running #2, and just outside the door there, the Angels are 1 back, the Orioles 1.5 back, Seattle trailing by 3, and Kansas City now by 3. I mean, do players check out the standings on a daily basis, or you just push forward?
No, I don't think players specifically look into numbers and stats and where we are exactly, but yeah, of course you can see it up on the big scoreboard, but you just got to win ball games, especially here coming into September. We just got to win as many games as we can.
The mindset, Dylan, of this pitching staff so far is changing over the last month and a half, too. You guys are all sit together, I noticed, during the game, and you'll watch each other. Do you pick up little things that have helped you yourself come into ball games and be a better pitcher?
Yeah, I mean, throughout the course of the year, there's so many different things that we all have to look at, and as a starters, we try to help each other out, and we also watch each other's bullpens in between starts, and then if we see something that maybe other people aren't seeing, then we'll mention it to each other. But we have an open communication on how we're doing with each other.
How about the smoothness of your wind-up and all? When did you really develop that? It just seems like you're one of the smoothest pitchers out there. I mean, there's no herky-jerky motions or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's my dad and my brother. They kind of taught me everything I know about pitching and baseball, so it's up to them, and they've kind of taught me on mechanically how to be and try to throw hard but be effortlessly also.
What's the communication now between you and your catchers? It seems to be improving all the time, too. You are also. Is there a way that you tell them that you would like to orchestrate every hitter or every batter, inning, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, we'll sit down before the game. Every game I start, we'll sit down with the catcher they're catching that day and set up a game plan. And also, if the game plan doesn't work by the 3rd inning, then we'll have to change game plans mid-game sometimes. And you just kind of got to read swings during the game and adjust along the way.
So Castillo now is the guy that you really like to throw to. I mean, both of you, you've done well with both of them. So you communicate better with one or the other?
No, I wouldn't. I'd say both of them. I mean, they're both great back there. And I think right now it's just the scheduling and the way it's working out, as well as back there right now. But no, Caleb and Willie both are confident back there with me.
Well, Dylan, we appreciate you taking a few moments to spend with us here on O's Extra Pregame. Dylan Bundy with a great one-hit shutouts last night.